I'm sitting here with an IDF soldier. What do you think of Trump?
Basically, I think Trump is the best opportunity of the world to give some peace. I think he's really good for Israel and the IDF.
Do you think Trump is good for Israel?
Yeah, of course. I think after Obama, Trump is the only one who sees the good side. I think the world can see Israel as a positive side. No one can see that the IDF is the most moral army in the world, and we do everything to make the world better, even if it gives the Palestinians and Gaza, the Gaza strips and the Lebanon. We give them all the best conditions to live. No one can see that, and everyone thinks that Israel is bad, and they compare us to Germans. And I think Trump is the only person who actually see that, and I think that it's really good that he's the president of the United States, because USA is the most powerful country in the world.
Yeah, the rabbis compared him to Cyrus from the Bible.
I won't compare it to Cyrus, but I think his most important things that happened to Israel in the last couple of years. I think he's the one who will bring the peace. But again, I think peace with those enemies, I think it will be hard. It will be hard to bring peace, even if Trump is the president. Also, I think the world can't accept Trump because it is too manipulating, But it's why I like him.
What are your friends in the IDF? What do they think, if you know?
Yeah, the things like me. Basically, Trump. The only people who actually understand Trump is the one who actually live here in Israel, because no one can get the reality of getting so hard life like this. I think that the civilians who live near the border, near Gaza, understand that Trump will bring the peace, because he made a lot of hard decisions. He makes a lot of, I would say, powerful decisions. If someone didn't visit Israel and didn't live here at least 4 or 5 months, can't really understand the reality of being live here. Getting bombs over your head, and you can do nothing. It's really hard reality. And also, our army and our government do the best to make the reality and the army more morality.
What do you think of the Gaza situation right now?
I don't like it because I suffer myself, If I need to be in my holiday homes, we all suffer from this situation, because we don't want it to be like this. But if they continue, we have to react, You can't let them do whatever they want. But it's really important to note that we won't hurt anybody. We won't hurt anybody that if we can to avoid it. It really sucks situation.
Now, the listeners cannot see, but you're carrying a gun with you. And have you been to the battlefields down there? Have you been down to the campaign in Gaza?
Inside the Gaza Strip? No, but every combat soldier has some steps in his service. So I was in the border, but not inside the strip. It's not a war.
Explain to our audience how it works in Israel for young kids when they come out of high school, and how they go in the military, how long do they go in for the guys and the girls, and what's expected while you're in.
So after the high school, like you said, boys and girls requirement to the army. Boys have 2.8 years, 2.8. Girls is still about 2 years, but it will be changed. So they want to make it equal. So after they finish high school, during their last year, they make some tests and exams to check what is the best unit for them. You know, you have in your last year in high school, you have some exam of special units, especially physical exams. Only the best get the best unit. And the girls actually they do have some combat units, especially near the borders. So it depends what you want. You could do your best. You know, after you finish your high school, you get a date, and actually you will have some couple of months to organize yourself, to organize your things, your bag, your whole life to this important date. I think it's one of the most important dates on our life in Israel. Everybody want to serve in the army, and they want to change as a life and want to protect civilians, no matter if they're Jewish or Arabs or Druze. Our army is so
Diverse.
yeah. I think that's why our army is so strong and so healthy. You know, we did the best for our civilians, and they do the best for us. Even the last Kaitan makes so much for the soldiers, and it's amazing. You know, that's why every teenager after the high school is so excited to get required.
Now, let me ask you, you touched on it a little bit, but you said you go through exams, physical exams. How, because you're carrying a gun, how do they determine who gets a gun and who does not?
Actually, every combat soldier will get his gun, but there is a question: who can be a combat unit? You know, a warrior.
Is that something you want, or is that something they want for you to have? Who chooses?
Yeah.
You or them?
It's both of us, you know. I want to be a warrior. I want to do my best. I want to be in the front, you know, in the front of the army, front of the war, and they want me, you know. Everyone who have above the requirement in the IDF, you got a physical requirement, you know. You can't. It's called in Hebrew profile, you know. If you got above this profile, this requirement, you can be warrior. It depends on your health, your past. If you have it broken your leg or your arm. It depends on the things, you know, your physical situation. And once you get above the requirement, you can be warrior. After a long term in the army, you get your gun.
And you go to Jerusalem. I've been to the celebration. I just happened to have been there at the Kotel, at the wall, for people who are not sure what the Kotel means. And I've seen the young people receive their guns. Were you there for that as well? Did you go to that?
Yeah, I was there.
And what was it like? I mean, just it was exciting to me just to watch it. What was it like for you guys being there?
Yeah, it's actually the most important points in our service, because you actually swear to protect your country is huge. You know, it's amazing. Everybody scream, I swear. You do what you got to do, you know, protect your country, whatever it takes.
And I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard you also have to protect your gun, that a lot of times it goes, I guess it's more in boot camp, you keep your gun with you all the time, no matter where you go, no matter what you do. Is that correct?
Of course, I go with my gun to my home and to every place, actually. The war is not only in Gaza or Lebanon. In our life, in our situation, it's sad, but you can avoid a lot of things in the streets. Mm-hmm. A lot of bombing people, a lot of scarves, with knife, stabs. You can avoid a lot of things with your gun. So.
For those who have not been here to Israel, I know when I ride the bus, I feel safe because I know there's either going to be a soldier who's carrying a gun, a security person, an off-duty policeman, but at any time on that bus, somebody is carrying a gun.
That's our main goal, you know, to make you safe, to make you guys safe, to make the civilians safe. That's the most important thing for me, you know. When I wear my army, my uniform, I think I can't go outside without my gun.
I see young people in civilian clothes, just dressed in regular clothes, carrying their gun. Why is that?
Yeah, after 2 months in your service, you get a card. It's a warrior card, let's call it like this, that allows you to walk with civilians uniform. I can show you if you want. I got this too. Yeah. So it allows you to walk without your uniform, and still carrying a gun. Yeah, it's nice, but I don't like it.
Yeah, but the nicety is you make me feel safe by doing that. And I appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys for making us our best service.
Let me ask you this. The majority of the people listening are Notzrim, Christians. They love Israel, and they want to pray for Israel and pray for you. How can they pray for you and the IDF as a whole?
The most powerful thing that they can help us is to make the world know who is the good guys and who is the bad guys. You know, we do a lot of hard work to make our civilians safe. We do a lot of hard work to make our army so moral, so good to everyone. We are not hurting anybody. We are avoiding it. So the most important things for me is to make the world know.
We need to continue to pray for him for protection, for our IDF, for our military. But now I want you to speak your heart about how safe it is here and what is it really like, not what the news shows, but what is life really like?
Every news in Israel, in USA, in other countries always show the civilians that Israel is bad, is dangerous, that if you go here you will die, and so I want you to understand that no one will be hurt and no one will die here, and this is a really safe place and this is a safe country, and just come here and enjoy yourself, and it's one of the most comfortable countries in the world, one of the most aggressive countries in the world, and just come visit here.